Oh, you're here. Good. I was hoping for company. You see, I've got stories, dark ones, chilling ones, the kind that keep you up at night. Mythical creatures, curses, horrors you can't escape. Shall we begin? Don't worry, I won't bite. Much.
During the era of the Republic of China, there was a man named Bo North. Born to a family of farmers, Bo never went to school, but he always believed he was meant for something great. He was especially fascinated by anything mysterious: sorcery, fortune-telling, and the pursuit of immortality. Ignoring the pleas of his parents, he left home at the age of 16 to chase his dreams in Shanghai. Before he left, he entrusted the care of his parents, who were still only in their late 30s, to his childhood friend and sworn brother, Liu Zane. In his first year in Shanghai, Bo worked many hard labor jobs, just barely scraping by. He didn't encounter any mystics or immortals like he had imagined. But at age 17, fate brought him to an elderly street performer who changed everything. The old man had never married and had no children. He took Bo in, and after seeing how clever and sincere he was, decided to pass on all his knowledge to him. The old man made his living performing in alleys and street corners, telling vivid tales, ranging from everyday gossip to stories of emperors in the Forbidden City. His income fluctuated, but his real secrets were never shared with the public. He had 3 mystical abilities. First, a thick rope that could ascend straight into the heavens and reach the Jade Emperor himself. Second, the power to draw water directly from the Eastern Sea, courtesy of the Dragon King. Last one, and the most mysterious, forbidden one of all, the art of head swapping, where 2 living people's heads could be exchanged. Bo learned all 3. But instead of leaving, he chose to stay with the old man, caring for him and helping with performances. Later, they took in 2 young orphans, a brother and sister aged 7 and 9. The old man named them Cole and Lily. Cole and Lily were smart and obedient, quickly picking up acrobatics and stage skills. Soon they were performing alongside Bo. The 4 of them became a small makeshift family. 5 years passed quickly. The old man grew frail. On his deathbed, he thanked Bo for staying by his side all those years and left him everything he had. Just a tiny room in a rundown Shanghai alley, but enough to give Bo, Cole, and Lily a place to call home. Make a living with those 3 tricks, the old man told him. And Bo did just that. With Cole and Lily, he traveled from place to place performing the 3 great acts. To the common folk who didn't understand stagecraft or illusion, it all seemed like real magic. Sometimes even wealthy families would invite them to perform at banquets. A few more years passed, and their little troupe was doing well. One day, Bo decided it was time to return home and visit his parents. It had been over a decade. When he arrived, he found his father bedridden and his mother nearly blind from years of hardship. The moment they saw him, they wept and scolded him for not coming home sooner. Bo felt deeply ashamed. His parents urged him to go thank Liu Zane, who had taken care of them all these years. Without Leo, his mother said, we wouldn't have survived. Bo rushed to Leo's home, only to find his best friend lying in bed, unable to move. Alarmed, Bo asked what had happened. Seeing his old friend again seemed to lift Leo's spirits slightly. Holding Bo's hand, Leo slowly explained the tragedy that had befallen him. It all started with the police chief's son, Victor He, a cruel, arrogant man known for his lecherous behavior. He was infamous for crashing weddings, especially if the bride was beautiful. On their wedding night, He would force himself into their bridal chamber and assault them. Afterward, he'd walk away like nothing happened, leaving the family in shame. Few dared speak out against him, especially with his father, Chief Henry He, in power. When Liu Zane was set to marry, his bride-to-be was a renowned local beauty. They had met through a matchmaker, but the woman already knew of Leo. Years earlier, he had rescued her younger sister from drowning and walked away without asking for thanks. Later, they met again, and she was impressed by his upright, kind-hearted character. A match was arranged, and Leo's family prepared a house and dowry. Victor. He heard of the marriage and decided to act. He crashed the wedding, and Leo, not knowing Victor's true nature, respectfully invited him in during the feast. Victor managed to see the bride's face. Enchanted, he got Leo drunk with the help of his gang, calmed the family with excuses, and slipped into the bridal room. The candles were blown out. The bride, still wearing her red veil, thought it was Leo. By the time she realized the truth, it was too late. Victor left with a casual remark. "Don't worry, I won't bother you again." Leo didn't wake until the next morning. When he saw his new wife crying, he thought he had upset her by getting drunk. But when she told him what had happened, he was devastated. He tried to console her, saying they'd find a way to handle it. But 3 days later, unable to endure the shame, the bride hanged herself. Leo's entire family was shattered. His father took him to the police station to report the crime, but word quickly reached Chief Henry He. Outraged yet unwilling to sacrifice his son, he chose to cover it up. He ordered his men to drag Leo and his father into the back courtyard and beat them severely. Leo's father, already frail, died on the spot. Leo was critically wounded and dumped at his doorstep. His mother fainted at the sight and shortly after passed away from the shock. Friends helped bury the dead. Leo, broken in both body and spirit, never recovered. Hearing all of this, Bo North was filled with rage. "Monsters," he growled. He looked at Leo and asked, "Brother, are you hanging on because you want revenge?" Leo replied, "Even as a ghost, I won't rest until the Hes pay for what they've done." Bo said firmly, "Let me think. I'll find a way." He returned home and told Cole and Lily everything. Now older and wiser, the two kids quickly joined him in planning. The three of them came up with a bold idea. The next day, Bo returned to Leo's bedside and said, "I've got a plan, but it requires something from you." He whispered the plan into Leo's ear. Leo looked at his old friend and nodded solemnly. "Bo, I'm already as good as dead. If this will bring justice, I'll gladly give what's needed." Starting that very day, Bo North took Cole and Lily to the area near the local police station to perform. As always, they showcased their 3 signature supernatural skills. Because the tricks were so unusual and eye-catching, it didn't take long for them to become the talk of the town. Crowds gathered to watch. And of course, Victor He, always lurking around, caught wind of it too. Victor was amazed. "This stuff's insane," he said, rushing home to tell his father, Chief Henry He. "They might actually be immortals or something." The chief was skeptical at first, but intrigued. "If that's true, we've got to get them to perform at our home. We'll throw a big banquet, invite all the town's elite. Just imagine the prestige." So he sent his butler to find Bo North and the 2 kids. The butler politely invited them to perform at the chief's home for an evening banquet and offered a very generous payment. Bo pretended to hesitate. "Well," he said, stroking his chin, "we've already been invited to a spiritual ceremony that afternoon, but if it's in the evening, we can make it." "That's no problem at all," the butler assured him. "Our banquets are always in the evening." "One more thing," Bo added. We'll be finishing late, so would it be all right to stay the night at your estate? Of course, the butler smiled. We have plenty of rooms. Leave it to me. The next couple of days passed quietly. On the afternoon of the scheduled performance, Bo North went to visit Leo Zane. They talked for a long time, reminiscing and making peace. Then Bo asked, "Brother, are you ready?" Leo nodded. "Even if you hadn't come back, I wouldn't have lasted much longer, but now I can finally rest knowing my family will be avenged. I'm ready." Bo North stood, solemn. "Brother, may you go in peace." And with that, he took a sharp cleaver and, in a swift stroke, severed Leo's head. He carefully placed it in a box and buried Leo's body beside the graves of his parents and his wife. Bo packed the head among their performance props. That night, he and the two kids arrived at Chief Henry, his grand estate. The place was massive, multiple courtyards, beautifully furnished and full of bustling servants preparing for the banquet. Guests had already arrived. The butler greeted them warmly, and Chief, he himself, came out to exchange pleasantries with Bo North. Once dinner was done and everyone was full and relaxed, Chief, he stood up to speak. "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a very special treat. We've invited the great Bo North and his disciples to perform wonders for us." Everyone buzzed with excitement. Many had heard of the mysterious trio with extraordinary skills, but few had seen them in person. That they were performing at Chief He's house, well, that was a big deal. Bo North stepped into the center courtyard with Cole and Lily by his side. He bowed deeply to the crowd. "Thank you for your gracious welcome," he said. "Tonight, allow us to perform 3 humble acts for your enjoyment. First up, the heavenly rope." Bo opened a large wooden crate and pulled out an incredibly thick rope, about as wide as a grown man's forearm. He began chanting in a strange voice, almost animal-like, not quite human. Suddenly the rope began to move, rising into the air like a kite string, shooting toward the sky. It climbed higher and higher, vanishing into the night sky. The crowd gasped. Then, nimble as a monkey, Cole began climbing the rope. He went higher and higher until he disappeared from sight. People murmured in amazement. 20 minutes passed before Cole finally descended again. Landing gracefully, he bowed and announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have just returned from the heavenly court, where I was lucky enough to attend the peach banquet. The Jade Emperor, upon hearing I was performing in your honor, gifted me 2 divine peaches." He reached into his robe and pulled out 2 enormous peaches, plump, pink, and glowing with freshness. He handed them to Chief He. "With your noble bearing, sir," Cole said, "you are most fit to enjoy these heavenly fruits." Chief He beamed. "Well, don't mind if I do." He took a big bite. Delicious, definitely not of this world. Next came the second act, summoning the Eastern Sea. Bo placed a large empty bowl on a table, letting the guests inspect it to confirm it was truly empty. Then he covered it with a shimmering golden cloth and began chanting again, this time in a rhythm resembling monks chanting sutras. Moments later, the bowl started bubbling as though boiling. Suddenly, water burst from beneath the cloth, splashing it off. Water continued to gush out of the bowl, overflowing its edges. Bo raised his voice. "This is water drawn from the Eastern Sea, granted by the Dragon King himself." Guests dipped their fingers and tasted it. Salty like seawater. Some even noticed tiny golden specks of sand in it. The crowd erupted in applause. Finally, the third and most secret technique, the head swap. Cole and Lily rolled out 2 large wooden crates. Each of them climbed into one, placing their bodies inside so only their heads remained exposed. Bo gently lowered small boxes over their heads, sealing them in. Then he wheeled the boxes around dramatically, spinning and swapping them. A thick cloud of smoke billowed up. With a flash, Bo raised a cleaver and brought it down sharply on the head boxes, striking where their necks would be. The audience screamed in shock. Before anyone could react, Bo swiftly swapped the boxes. Moments later, he opened both crates, and out jumped Cole with Lily's head and Lily with Cole's. The crowd went wild. Screams, applause, disbelief. "This is impossible," someone shouted. "Is it sorcery?" Another gasped. People tossed money at their feet in awe. After a minute, Cole and Lily returned to the crates. Bo reversed the process, smoke, spinning, slicing, and opened the boxes to reveal they were back to normal. They bowed to the stunned audience. Hidden in a nearby corridor, Victor. He watched everything intently. He'd already seen this trick once on the street, but even with 2 viewings, he couldn't figure it out. He became utterly convinced Bo North wasn't some ordinary magician. He had to be a real immortal or some kind of sorcerer. After the show, the butler led the trio to a spacious guest room and served them dinner. As they were settling in, a knock came at the door. Bo opened it to find Victor standing there. Everything was going exactly as planned. Victor stepped in with a respectful bow. "Master Bo," he said humbly, "your performance tonight was beyond belief. There's no way ordinary street performers could pull off what you did. I want to become your disciple," he continued. "Please, I beg you to teach me the head-swapping technique. Whatever price you name, I'll pay it." Bo frowned, remaining silent for a moment. Putting on a stern face, Victor quickly added, "I swear if you accept me as your student, I'll turn my life around. No more wickedness. I'll use this power only for good." At last, Bo nodded slowly. "Victor, I can teach you. The head-swapping technique causes no harm if used wisely, but misuse it, and karma will come for you." Victor eagerly swore his loyalty. Bo opened one of the head-swap crates and gestured for Victor to get in. Victor crawled in, leaving only his head exposed. The moment the box shut and his body was fixed in place, Bo took up the cleaver and in one swift, silent stroke, severed Victor's head. He never had time to scream. Bo removed the body, dressed it in mourning clothes, the same ones Leo Zane had worn while grieving his family. Then, late at night, he laid Victor's headless corpse in a quiet corner of the He estate and placed Leo's head upon the body. Just before dawn, a servant discovered the body and shrieked, waking the entire household. Everyone rushed out. "Isn't this that Leo Zane fellow who caused a scene here once?" Chief." He arrived and took one look. He was no fool. He immediately assumed Leo had broken in for revenge and been killed by his son. But where was Victor? They searched high and low. He was gone. Amid the chaos, Bo North and his disciples quietly slipped away. Perfectly natural, as they were merely hired performers. Bo took Victor's head to Leo Zane's grave and burned it before the tomb, offering it in tribute to his wronged friend and his entire lost family. Later, Chief He, terrified of scandal, fled in the dead of night. He told everyone his son had gone on a business trip, but those who knew the truth never spoke a word.